Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to Astrometica. So in the last episode, we started doing some of the story content, and we built this little base here. Get outside. Now, we did notice that there were some changes to the airlocks and stuff. Nothing too spectacular, but that's our starting base. It's in an area covered by silver, because we're going to need a lot of silver to do some of the early game technology into the mid game as well. We have got a couple of items to locate there, and then we've just opened that the story gives us another location to go to as well. If not, we'll continue that way. Let's get our oxygen up first. Make sure we've got all our water and thirst done. Now, unfortunately, this base, we haven't got anything here yet. We could do again a fabricator down here and a couple of chests. Let's just sort that out. So we've got a couple of spare batteries on us. A lot of this stuff I could do with putting into a chest. So what do I need for a chest? Ah, there. Just needs an iron bar. So our water does need some looking after. So let's use one of those. And our thirst is good now. Our health did take a bit of damage, so I am just going to use one. I'm going into unknown territory today. So there's a couple of things we need to get as a priority. One is at the moment we're having to mine everything by hand. Actually, we need another one of these huts, because I'm not going to be able to get to there and keep coming back to here. So yeah, we are going to have to go back to the old base. Just the same as up. Okay, there's something here we haven't done outside. We did most of the boxes. Scrappers on one. So yeah, otherwise I will run out of oxygen if I try to go there. I could use the oxygen things, but they do cost resources, and at the moment we've got no easy way to get the resources. So yeah, we want to pick up some iron. I'm looking for the yellow spot, so we need to get to there. We've got 60 seconds of oxygen, so let me just rush over to the base. And then when we're close to the base, then I'll worry about getting some iron close. I think all... Oh, nearly went into that one then. Made it in plenty of time. So I think I might just dump some of the resources into here. Okay, that's all the extra stuff. So let's put all the ores and stuff over here. Yeah, I think I took everything with me, but yeah, it's best if we leave it here for a little while. So can we tab in this game? I want the builder tool for. Yes, we can pin with the right click. Okay, so we need to build an habitat lock and a corridor. I think that's going to be enough for a basic hut. What I used to use is just the airlocks, but apparently that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't have any oxygen inside. It has to be attached to something. Okay, so we need fabric, which we've still got 2 fabric on us. That's fine. We need an electronic part, and we need a copper wire. We need to go and get some more copper. And then we need to get a ton of iron, because I need 7 iron bars. Okay, we're back in. So the next thing we wanted to do was a copper wire. And then we want to make the iron bars. It's telling me I can make 3 at the moment. I'm going to need 7 to build those 2 items I need. It might actually be a good idea to take a fabricator with us to put at the other place, so we don't have to keep coming back to here. So building tool, fabricator, and let's pin this one as well. So we need the silver, and we need 2 more iron bars. So we need a ton of iron at the moment. That's why I want to get into some sort of automated tech as soon as I can. And we need a data transformer. So let's get all the bigger items out now. So we could do one, but then we'd have to make another electronic part. We've got the data transformer, the electronic part, and we need another copper wire. And then everything else is just going to be the iron. Let's sort the inventory. So I need another 6 iron. Okay, so how many extra iron bars can I do? 2 on this trip. If I'm too far out, this wall blocks the ship and it's hard to find out where it is. So I think it was 4 more needed. And what did we need to build a chest at the other side as well? We need an extra iron bar. So yeah, that's telling me I've got everything I need. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10. And because we're going to make a chest, let's take all the stuff that's useful with us. Don't need any of this fungu stuff at the moment. The light bulbs could be useful. Seeds are not useful. I'll take the fungu. And I'll leave a little space just in case I want to do some farming between here and getting back to our base. We do want to try and do a beacon, but we can do that the other side once we've got the fabricator down. Now, is there anything else in here in the terminal? So we've got the Mox Island, the emergency pod, and the old hub station. We've done all them already. And it's added nothing onto there, so that's fine. Trick over to our old base. We could go and grab a load of organics and cloth from in here. We're okay right at the moment. And we need to be heading towards the emergency pod. Our base is in that direction. Just need to be careful of my health because if... Yeah, I think that might be a good idea just to use. Take it up to full just in case I crash into something and we don't die. Let my jetpack come back. So a little bit of a slower start than I wanted to. I wanted to get straight onto the new stuff or go exploring, but I did forget I still need to be able to make stuff when I need to without having to keep back to the original base. Now, if we could get the vehicle or a vehicle, then going out exploring would be a lot easier because I don't think the first one does, but the second one has an oxygen. And the changes to this with the airlocks no longer holding oxygen is quite a big change, to be quite honest. Okay, so we've got a fabricator down there, and I think for the moment I'll just drop a chest down here. The rest of the stuff is to take with us. So the two of what's still up on the message on the top left, where I've got pinned, that's the stuff we need to take with us to build an airlock. So sort it out, put everything away, and then just take what we need. Need food. We need 7 iron plates, I think it is, so we'll keep them on us. Keep all the oxygen, the organics and stuff here. So it's not really a big chest, this isn't. And I will be taking some of that stuff. So I need electronic part, 1 fabric, and the copper wire. We'll take the 2. I can't remember how to split it. And yeah, 7 bars. And we got the 7 bars there. So perfect. We can go out exploring now. Put a little base down. Actually, I'm going to test it out to see if it works. So we'll just quickly test it out. So an airlock here. So if you go into the airlock, as you see the door's closed, it's no longer giving me oxygen. We put 1 canister on the back. I just want to test it out here while I'm by the base. So I've got an easy source of oxygen. Okay, there's no power, but that's fine. but the oxygen's good. So we do need to build some more power before we start building too many more stuff. And we can deconstruct it with N, isn't it? And we'll take that with us. We'll put it over by these hubs so we can explore them. Put it right in the dead centre, in the middle. There's a good place here, it looks like, if you want to mine ice. It's purely ice around here, so that's good. You do want... these are the problems. Ooh, I didn't realise them was there. We've got no way of fighting these at the moment. We've got to be extremely careful around them. We might be able to sneak round the back of them. In that case, I think I'm going to try and avoid them. There is a location it's telling us to come into over here, which is the old hub station, so let's head that way. We haven't got much time, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to start putting an habitat down now. Because my oxygen is fairly low. It's just a good way to get some exploring done when you haven't really got the capability of fighting at the moment. There's probably an easier way to go with avoiding it. There's a massive mine sort of a field down there. There's a dome over there we could probably get to. But no, let's head towards the hub station. The only one on my HUD where it's telling us. And the story does do a fantastic job of guiding you to the places you need to be going. And if I do remember, this one does have an airlock. Yeah, I think that's the airlock on the front. So there is oxygen in here, so that's good. We are going to need to use more water. Okay, let's get my scanner tool on. Did we scan these? Yeah, it looks like we've already got the oxygen station. Yeah, oxygen's topping back up. Okay, bit dark in here. And we haven't got a torch yet, so... Did we actually pick up the torch yet? I don't think we did. Oh no, we have got the flashlight. Okay, it's just not very bright. Okay, so let's stick to our left. Okay, that's going into a mine. Let's leave the hangar for the other doors first. Okay, so we've got a little area here. Got some free gold and some water. We'll take it all. Do need to use some water, we just said, so let's get that sorted before it gets too low. Okay, that's a bed, yeah. We can scan that. Bed type 2, so there is multiple different types of beds. Oh, a load of iron plates and blueprint box. And blueprint boxes, the way they work in this game, it's like a multiple choice. Basically, whatever opens it up and you get a random chance out of an whole lot of items. I don't think it's the exact same order every time. I think it's just a random one. And then we've got a desk. There's a log to read. That's what we're going to need to fight. A laser tool. Brilliant. Can I take that? I can. That's nice. We can have that in the base. Microwave. Okay, I've never seen them in the game before. Another coffee cup. Let's have a read of the log. So between Marcella and Alara, we've already had these in conversation before. Alara, we've reached the old hub. Well, how does it look? Honestly strange. This place is empty. No life signs at all. It feels like something happened here. Like everyone just vanished. Yeah, and then Matthew joins in. Yeah, it's eerie. But the good news is, there are supplies all over. We found a ton of resources, enough to keep us going a while. That's a relief. At least, the old no life sign things makes me uneasy. You're not the only one. There's something off about this place. Lara, I also found a set of coordinates in one of the consoles. It looks like there's another outpost not far from here. I'm going to head over there and check it out. You're splitting up? Are you sure that's a good idea? We need every lead we can get, Lara. We can't ignore it. I'll stay here, gather more supplies and keep exploring. Matthew will go on ahead. Alright, just be careful both of you. Keep in touch, okay? Will do. If there's anything useful on the other outpost, I'll let you know. So now we've got a new signal on our HUD when we get outside, or will it show us in here? Letter 9. That'll be our next location to go to. So let's continue exploring this place. That torch is really terrible. Okay, so there's another door here going into another set of caves. There's another log on the floor, so let's have a read of this one. So this is a log entry from a Moxora miner. Hello, John. Can you hear me? Something's not right. The outpost power just went out, and everyone's gone eerily quiet. I've been calling out, but no one's answering me. Where the hell are you guys? I'm heading to the emergency generator to get the power back on. Line. The corridors are pitch black. It feels like the shadows are moving. If anyone finds this log, please tell my family I tried. I really hope this is another power failure and nothing else, but it just doesn't feel right. Something's off. And the one thing I do love the story in this game. Now, that's a door that we can't access by the looks of it at the moment. So how are we doing with space? So we've got a little bit of space, not an amazing amount. Let's go for the first door we went into. Now, let's get our scrapper up. Now, what you can do in here is your scanner. You can ping your scanner. And it automatically shows you when there's nodes on the wall. And I've got to use the scrapper to get it. So we get some silver this way. There used to be nickel in these caves as well, but I don't know if it was this one. So it's one of those areas it is good to have your scanner out. It is going to take battery life. Oh, there was a nickel node there. Now, in the early game, nickel is extremely important and really hard to get hold of. And picking up the nickel has now given us a recipe for a resin canister. Another one on the wall here I can see. That one's just silver. Yeah, just keep your eyes everywhere. That's another nickel, because I can tell because of the darker colour on it. And if you do the scan, you will hear pings back if the stuff. So I can see there's one on the wall there. And I heard 2 pings, one either side. Until you get used to what you're looking for, use that area scan. It is extremely useful. Now, this is what I was after. We need to be able to mine efficiently. And doing everything by hand takes time. This is a corridor miner. You can put on top of your bases and it automates it. You have to keep coming back and emptying it. Now, I think we have to scan multiple of these. Yeah, we need to scan 3 of them. We've got 1 so far. I can see the second one's over there. Anything else to scan around here? We will take the stuff off the walls. That's a silver node. We'll get that one as well. I'm pretty certain all 3 of them's in here. So we do need to get back to the base after this. Because we've just picked up 3... Or we're going to be picking up 3 here. And we've also picked up the laser tool. We need to make both those. Those are extremely important to continue. I'm going to conserve the life on my my drill at the moment. Okay, I finally got for the node. It took a lot longer than I thought, so I will probably just end up using my drill on it. That was a bit weird. Looks like one of the parts off the thing had just exploded. Is got stuck in place. Okay, so there's another one here. Knowing how long these are taking, I am going to use the drill on this. I have got enough battery and a couple of spare. And this is why we're carrying batteries, so we can just switch the battery out to an 100% one. And I think we got the recipe for the battery charger. I'm just going to stand here and do a ping. Yeah, that seemed to the debris off the rocks we've just done seem to float in the air a bit longer than they ever did before. It's picking up nothing local. You can crouch. And as you see here, that is the third piece of the asteroid miner we need. And the sooner we set that up, the better we're going to be. And we don't just want to set one up. We want to find a couple of locations with resources we need. Okay, so there's no nodes on the walls. And we've got another thing here to unlock. I think this might be the smelter. Yeah, but okay, we've got two parts of the smelter, so we can get a smelter up as well. We can get a T2 fragment of a backpack there, so we can upgrade our backpack. That's going to be something I'm going to do. Give us an extra line. And free oxygen. I'll definitely be taking them. We'll do the log files in a minute. Let's get all the loot. Now, we do need to build a research station to unlock these. See if I can get them all in here. I've only got 3 spaces. Because we're carrying that outpost on us, I should have put the outpost down just outside. And then I can use it the next time I'm through here. Okay, so let's have a read of this log. So this is Alex Turner. Position, Minerals, Logistics Supervisor, Moxor Mining Co. Alright, team. Logging this in the record. Everything's set on my end. I've picked up the minerals package and placed them into the containers as instructed. Next step is to prep the oncoming batch of deliveries. But here's an heads up. Double check everything this time. Make sure to verify mock server delivery status and ensure every mineral is accounted for and in its profit slot. It's not just about ticking off on a list. It's about keeping Moxor happy. And we all know what happens when Moxor's expectations aren't met. They make life terrible for us here and anyone involved. I don't care how tired you are and how many hours you've been on shift. Get it right. Even if one mineral is out of place, you know it's going to be on the receiving end of the blame. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be Moxor. I'll finish loading the next set of containers soon. Whoever's on shift, keep things moving and triple check these logs before I come back. No screw-ups. Turn her out. And we have some packages here we can take down with our scrapper. Smelted, smelted, smelted. So this will be bars. Now, these did go for the floor the last time. But they don't seem to be this time, so that's fine. And if you have got all the scans of an item, still scan it, because this game is notorious for hiding things behind containers. So there could be like a notepad underneath a container, what you think you've already scanned, and you ignore it. So always take down everything. It still gives you a piece of iron, but it's not a loss. Now these on the wall here, let's come out to crouch. We need a mining laser for them. You need a laser tool. That's why we've got to go back and do it. That's a material called celestite. There is more than one kind, so there's another blue one there. I thought this cave had a red one as well. Okay, maybe not this cave, maybe one of the future ones. But yeah, we need to build the laser tool. So we've got to go back, build the laser tool. And this was the other door where we looked at, and that one, the one we can't get through. So we've done everything in this station for the moment, except for those celestite we need to come back and grab hold of. Now, we could just put the base down here, which I think I am going to do. Just swore I didn't have... Okay, I must have completed the oxygen. I didn't think I did. So I'm just going to put the base here for the moment. Now, I think I might have to go back and put power on my base as well. Number 4 for the building tool. We're going to be coming back to this spot a few times. Now, this game... Okay, so you're being funny about going onto that side, aren't you? Ah, it goes that way. Get our oxygen topped up, and then we need to go back to our base. Now, as you see, there's no power, so there'll be no power at our base either. Just trying to get the direction, so we need to go back over there, back to the emergency pod, and we do need to try to avoid those flowing robots because we've got no way of taking them out. I think one might be behind me because I can hear him. Or I could just hear him in the distance. It's hard to tell. I'm just waiting for my jetpack to go up. Now, I think they do have a range, the enemies. They can't go past a certain point, which could work in our favour. Get our oxygen topped up first, because it is down to 40, and we need to get our thirst done as well. Yeah, as you see, all the power's out in the base. We haven't got enough power, so we'll get that sorted. So let's just sort it out, and where's the drink? Got some smaller drinks there. Use all the small ones first. Let's get some light in here first before we do it. So we need to build... It's the battery we need to build. There it is. So we're missing an electronic part. Bother. Now, there might be some respawns in this building we've just come from. Around the corner here, there's an emergency one. It had light bulbs and electronic parts in. Some nodes do, or some buildings do respawn when you re-log into the game. I'm doing this on a different day to the previous. If it has respawn, that could help us out. That's smelting minerals, so that's not going to be the one. But it is going to be useful. I think it's that one there. The electronics package. Oh, it's copper wire in there. Not one I need. It's really hard to pick these light bulbs up. Okay, so we're going to have to go back over to the original base. Now, it's because we've got that other thing down over there. Bother. Now, I could take solar panel off, but I don't think that's going to get us power. No. Get our oxygen up first. Okay, so we are going to need to eat now as well. A lot more back and forth than I was hoping for. Is there anything I can put into the container? Well, we've got our torch, so we can use our torch for the moment. But yeah, if I try to use this, not enough power. Now, how much power is... Does it tell me? Come on. Oh, actually, it is only... This uses 5 power, doesn't it? I need to go on to the building menu. So everything takes power. No, this one doesn't take power. It's a wall lockers. I think that's the wall storage that takes power. These don't. Okay, so I was trying to think if I could get this down. I might be able to take that down. So how much power does the panel work? It needs 2. Would that save me? Yes, because it would take me up to 125. So I'm just going to deconstruct this for the moment. Brilliant. We've got power. Now we can sort out the electronic part. And we should be able to build the mine and the battery. Brilliant. It solves the problem. Just as a temporary one, we'll put the power back in a second. So we have got a battery on there. I think we've got one more slot down here to put a second battery on. And this tool is currently at 0, so I'm going to need to put a battery in to build anything. Okay, power situation's over for the moment. We do need a lot more buildings here. Is it through here we build the tool? Because the laser weapon is going to be one of the most important. So I need a battery. I've got a couple of dead ones on me. That's fine. I would need 2 gold bars, which I think we might need the smelter for. Yeah, we can't do it in here. So we'd have to build the smelter first before we can do the thing. We can't do the backpack because we need the upgrade station. So I think the smelter's going to be my next one. We need 5 carbon, which we haven't got here, and we need chipsets. So we've got a chipset. I think I'm going to put another one of these crates down. I don't like these small crates, but it's better than nothing at the moment. We wouldn't... actually, battery charge is really important, so let's get that up. Because I can charge my batteries. Telling me I've got no iron at all. Thought we put iron in here. Okay, the stuff we put in there's gone. Put what we can away. Those can stop in here. We'll keep the batteries on us for the moment. Anything else can go away. Well, I've got partial amounts in there. We'll put the nickel away. I don't need that. Put a stack of silver away. So we've got 2 carbon. So I need to find carbon and I need to get iron. And then the next thing after that is I want to get the asteroid miner, which we also need the smelter for the gold bar. So at the moment everything is locked behind the smelter. So carbon's our big thing at the moment. We need at least 3 pieces. I know there's plenty at the other base. Don't know if I've seen any around here. This thing right in front of me, because it's a darker colour. I think that might be silver. Now, as soon as we can get the modification station, it becomes less painful to mine. Okay, so this is all silver around here, so we are going to have to go back over towards the original base and get some carbon. And when I say the original base, I just mean the escape pod. Down to 30 on our food. Let's take some of that. Don't need that fabric on us. Anything I want to replace it with what's in here. We'll take the copper out. That's a bit more useful. And there's nothing else that will go into there. That's fine. And power is definitely going to be an issue, so we do need to get that power screen back up as well. Smelter first. Now it should allow us to build it because we should have some carbon in a chest here. There it is, smelter. Yeah, we'll put it over this side. And now the question is do we even have enough gold? I don't think we do, because I think it takes 3 gold. Oh no, it's only 2, so I can get 2 bars. Okay, next thing we wanted to do was, I think it was the laser is why we was doing all that for. Which would need an electronic part. And finally, a laser. Now that would have used one of the 0% batteries we had. We'll put that into 5. And it comes fully charged up with an 100% battery. Now the next thing I am going to be needing, before anything else, is that power screen. I need to see how we're doing on power. So electronic part and a copper wire. There's a couple of more things I want to build here, like the modification station. Being able to make the miner a little better than it is will be a big help. So we currently got about 93 power spare. So let's have a look at what it takes to build the modification station then. We would need 2 gold, which we haven't got now because we've just used the gold. Oh, okay. That's the upgrade station. That's the one for the backpack. 1 copper wire, we can do a tool modification. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Put it over this side. The reason I'm putting them in here is I want to leave the doorways open in case I want to build something that way. So what can this station do? So if we go into here, once we learn a recipe, we can put different things. So the mining tool has 4 modifications, the scrapper has 1, the scanner has 3, building tool has 1. So the building tool will have something like a battery saver on there, which means it will take less batteries to do scanning jobs, which is a big help. Now we can currently do mining power with that fungi we brought across. Takes a little time to do it. What else have we got? We've got mining speed, which would need a chipset, which I think is going to use... Is it the gold or the silver the chipset use? It uses the gold. But I am going to use that, just make our miner a bit more powerful so I can start using it. That was mining speed, I think. And then the next thing we need is our battery chargers. What was the battery saver? Copper wire and 2 glass. Now we have got some quartz. Do we have any loose glass? Not that I can see. I don't think we have enough quartz to do 2 glass. No, it takes 2 each, so I'd have to go out farming it. So we'll leave that for the moment. Let's put on the modifications we've got so far. So for our mining tool, we've got the mining speed. And we've got mining power. So now it's much better than it once was. Okay, next thing we need to do is get a battery charger up. We need copper wire and an electronic part. And everything we build is going to start taking power. So we're out of iron again. Then after this, we do want to build the asteroid miner. Now, this isn't the best place for iron because it's just going to be getting a lot of silver. And we do know there's some iron up the top here. Okay, our thirst is really going down fast, so let's just use the water. So we should be faster and more powerful, so this should be a lot faster, which it is. Get the battery charger, get some of these batteries start charging up. When I go out, I do want all my tools to have 100% battery and a couple of spares, 100% as well if possible. Need to go to the building tool. And the more we're building, the more we gain access to. We need a gold bar for that. Now, we could theoretically... No, we can't because it was... I need to find gold. There's no ways about it before I can get that. And we needed the laser gun. Yeah, unfortunately, we just got to put it off a little more. So it was copper wire we needed. Okay, it's underneath the power screen. Got a battery there with 0. Let's start taking the stuff out the tools one minute around here. So that doesn't have a battery, that does. You can just click on it to take the battery out. Scanner tool is nearly dead. And we'll just keep the one... Actually, where's the builder? We'll keep that one in there just for the moment. And they will start going up, as you saw, 6 to 11, them all going up a percent. It is actually quite quick. Now, we did pick up a couple of things we could get out of our inventory. Yeah, we'll put it down there. And we also had a microwave. Now, I'm guessing these might be usable, but I don't know. Or you could be just put decorative. Doesn't seem to be clicking on there, so yeah, they must be just decorative. But they make my inventory at least. That's the most important one. And we've got a coffee cup I don't need to be carrying. Anything else I can put away? Put the silver away for the moment. Keep the iron on us. Does seem to be very useful. So what else can we build? Let's look at our power again. So now we're down to 33 power. So we will have to invest in another battery. We need 2 electronic parts. And copper. Now we can take the battery out of this. And quickly put it into the mining tool. And then we can just mine a little bit faster. Now we have got a laser tool, so we can get into there for some resources. What was it we was building? We wanted to build... There was one on the tool modification we didn't do, wasn't there? Which is battery savers, which is a bunch of glass. Would be nice having battery savers on everything before we leave. Let's leave that, start making. We want to go and get some more quartz. See if we can make another one. That will give us a second battery tool. Which I think the next one I would want it in is probably the laser rifle. And we needed copper wire, didn't we, as well? Oh no, we can only make one more, but that's fine. One's better than none. And we'll get this in the mining tool. And we get that one into the laser tool. We are going to be using the laser tool a lot more than we're going to be using the builder at the moment. So let's swap this battery out. Let's grab something. So there's one there with 98. That's perfect. And we'll put the 25 away. We will need to make a couple extra batteries, really. Another 2 would be good. We've got out of iron. Well, one's better than none. So we'll get these into here. So we've got 100%. And we'll put one in the building tool as well. Actually, let's just get them all up to 100. Next thing I want to do is go and get that container behind us. So number 5 from a laser tool. The reason we need the lasers tool, because on the corner of each of these has got... Okay, there's some more quartz in front of me. There's a little thing there to break. Always back off from a container, because these do contain enemies sometimes. which can come floating out at you. Brilliant. This is going to have some of the resources we're going to be needing. Okay, I was hoping for gold out of it, but anything's better than nothing. And iron bar, copper bar, some food, some water. Can't grumble at stuff like that. Stuff we are going to be needing. Don't think we've got the upgrade. Well, we can't do the when we still need to get the upgrade station. We need gold for that. We need to find 2 gold and a data transformer to get that done, and then we should be able to get a bigger oxygen tank. And that's what's holding me back a little bit at the moment. I probably should have done that before I'd done the laser weapon, because we could have made the backpack bigger, the oxygen bigger. We also could do with getting a beacon down as well, just so we can see our base on the screen. Now this doesn't have a tool in there, so I need to get a battery for it. Should have a couple at 100% now at least. There's one at 100, there's a second at 100. Okay, so you've got 100, let's go for my tools. 100, you've got none, you need 100%. And everything else is pretty much good. Okay, let's get that beacon so we don't get lost. Now we have got the laser tool, so we can go back for that celestite to finish off the hub one there, and then we've got that new hub over there it wants us to go to as well. There's a big yellow dome in the back there. It's a lot further than you think it is, but there is some good resources at them 3 over there. We will do it, not in this episode though. I want to just check on my battery levels first. Do I need to put another battery down? We've got 33 power, so possibly, yes. And I would need 2 electronic parts for that, which I would need to get iron for. Yeah, it's just this constant struggle at the moment. So I think I'm going to head out towards this way. We have got a little outpost over there. We do know there were some enemies in this area. Put my laser rifle on. Now I don't have my oxygen hut on me, unfortunately. I'm looking for the little streams. Okay, I think I'm going to go straight over to this base here, otherwise I'm going to run out of oxygen. Pick up my little hut is probably going to be a good call. Just take a while for the jetpack to replenish. I'm looking around just to see if I can see a random gold node. Now, the placement of everything before isn't the same placement everything is now. There is some boxes up on the top there. We'll go up there and have a look around there. And this will be moved. This isn't going to be a long base. It's just while we're doing the stuff local. Okay, so first has gone down. We've got a 0.6 litre there. And hunger, we'll wait till we drop below 40. Make the food last as long as possible. Another one of the oxygen stations to scan there. Now I can never remember which ones as baddies in and which ones don't. So I'm also going to be prepared for something coming out. Now the range on this is quite terrible, as you can see. Yeah, it's done 65 points of health damage to us. think my mini base really needs to be up the top. We'll come back for that plant later. It's not important. Do we have the research station? I don't think we do. Might be able to take a couple of these off. Or go down. We are going to have to make our way back down now. Just oxygen's too tight because I haven't got the gold to make the upgrade station. In hindsight, like I said, I should have done that before the smelter and before the laser. But the laser being able to get into them containers is going to get us resources a lot faster. So it slows us down in the short term, but it will speed us up in the long term. So what I want to do is deconstruct these. I just need to make sure I've got enough space, yeah. Why is that not deconstructing? Oh, it's because I've not got the building tool on. And let's put the base up towards the top here, because look above us, there's an absolute ton of resources. And I think I can see a gold node there as well, which will solve some of our problems. So let's get our base back down. So habitat corridor. Do need to be careful because of the time. And habitat lock. Sometimes it doesn't click very good. Doesn't target where you want it to target. Let's go and see what them resources was we just opened up. But where's that gold? I just think I saw. It was like a... That. I think that's gold. If it is going to be mega slow too. Yeah, that's definitely gold. Now going back and building that upgrade station. Brilliant, 3 gold. Just sometimes just use your eyes, look around, see if you can see anything there. There's another one. And we need loose ones to make certain items, like the chipsets. Grab it when you can. And you can see from here, there's another dome there. There's another building down there. So it is in a good place to have a centralised location. This is... It's just making it harder because we've only got the base amounts of oxygen. I think the next upgrade takes us to 170. So once we've done the lockers up there, we'll go back to the first base. 70 out everything in this first one first. Let's make sure I've got my gun on. I need to scrap her saying that. Okay, fabric's not something I desperately need now. But there is going to be a point when I am going to need it. We have took a few bits of unnecessary damage. And we haven't really got into the combat yet. A lot of good stuff there. We've got another one here. Again, I'm trying to go at max distance. Just in case anything's in there. There is a blueprint box. Which we do need to get that research centre up. But I don't think we've got access to it. And we've got a good amount of food and water there. So I'm happy with this little excursion. It's worked into our favour. And we could leave this here as an exploring and just put another one down. Now, I know that green building I do want to get into. There's a lot of good stuff in there. We found this out in the previous season. So what are we doing with food? We've got space donuts, which give 100 food. And we've got the space burgers. I only need 60, so I'm just going to use the small ones. Now, this is slightly further away from where it was before, so we've just got to get my directions. So I think my base is this side. Ah, there. By Mox Island. There it is. I can see my point. But we are going back with some gold this time, so we can do some of them buildings we couldn't do the last time we was here. I might need to use an oxygen cartridge. But yeah, that's some very easy early game gold nodes, that is. You could go there on day one, but you don't really need gold on day one. We was picking up quite a bit from containers. It's just because we're not exploring anything new at the moment why we're not getting it. Come on, jetpack. It's a bit slow. It will get faster the more upgrades we do to the jetpack. Now, I think the backpack, when we do the upgrade station, we might be able to do 2 upgrades. Because we picked up one from the building. And then the machine, I think, already come with one, the same with the oxygen. So first thing, we're back at the base. Set the 100% batteries out. And then just swap them all over. Not going to use the gun at the moment, but I just want everything to be full. So we're going to be using this. And we want to get the last machine down. What we haven't done is this one. So we need a data transformer. Which needs electronic parts, which needs copper, which needs iron. And with these markers, you can change the colour. Interact. Now, because you're in space and everything's dark, you wanted something bright. And you can also change it. So let's just put base. Hopefully this is... my oxygen's not going down while I'm doing this. And you can turn the visibility on and off. Okay, let's get that done. And let's try and build it now. So we needed a data transformer. Yeah, data transformer. Which needed an electronic part, which needs a copper wire. Before you build anything, always check your power situation. So we've only got 33 power. What does this take? It takes 50. So, again, now we're going to have to change my plan again. Get 2 electronic parts. Now, unfortunately, these type of batteries can only go on these little round tubes. They can't go onto the main base. You do get other tech later, which can. But at the moment, this is all I've got access to. That sorts out my power needs. I'm up to 375 now. Should give me about 100 power, 130 power, something like that to play with. Okay, but just over 150. I'm going to use 50 of it straight away for this. Which has to go into this side, unfortunately. It locks to the centre. But that's fine. Put the screen towards me. Now, there is going to be some upgrades in here we're going to be wanting to do. So, yeah, we've got the backpack tier 2, the oxygen capsule tier 2, and the jetpack tier 2 to do. So, backpack first, advanced chipset, and the standard backpack, and some nickel. Don't think we've picked up enough nickel. We've got 1 nickel. Just put some of the basic stuff away what I don't need. Actually, we've got some blueprint boxes. Keep that on me, keep that on me. We're not going to be using them right this second. So the backpack's out of the question at the moment with the nickel. We could do this. All we need to do is unequip our backpack or our oxygen tank. We'll be back down to the regular 70. And this one's fairly easy to make, just an oxygen tank and some fungi. And we picked a lot of that up at the base, just over at Mox Island. You can get a couple of nodes of this over there. And this is going to make exploring a lot easier now. And now our oxygen is going all the way up to 135. Okay, it wasn't 170. That must be the next upgrade. And T-Do jetpack. We have got the gold now. We've got the silver. So again, all I've got to do is unequipped. So the only one I can't do is that until we can get a good source of nickel. Now, nickel is a bit harder to find. There is a place over by where we was just. With the oxygen we're getting now, we might be able to make it there. But I think the first thing I need is more chest stone. I can't really loot. Okay, that could go there, but I'm going to need to move you. Means I'm going to have to deconstruct you. Don't change the battery out. Actually, we could go up to wall lockers. We don't need to. We've got a few bars spare. And I do like the wall lockers. They do take a little bit of power, so you have to be aware of that. But the snap. And you can also label them up for what they are as well. In that way, we'll put anything in here like research boxes. Anything we're not going to need, so like plants. We're not using them foods at the moment. We'll put the microwave in there for the moment. Light bulbs, fungi, coffee cups, even the fabric and stuff like that. And we'll keep the first one for resources. And the good thing is the game will pick the stuff out of these lockers. That's looking fairly tidy. First time in ages. We've got a big oxygen tank. Don't need to carry all the... Let's put that in the other locker. Don't need to carry the 1 litres and the 60s. That's fine. We'll just use these out first. We should be able to get rid of this. Ah, there's still stuff in there. Let's get rid of this out the way as well. We'll find a better place for it eventually. That can just go into there. Organics can go into here. And we'll just put the sources into there. Brilliant. So we've got a good amount of stuff there. Did we unlock anything new? So we've got an half corridors now. Anything in the advanced? Corridor miner's the next thing I want. So I do want a gold bar, but it would need 2 nickel, which I don't think we've got. So we're going to have to go and try and find that. The gold bar would have to be done in the smelter, which should be able to pick from the lockers. Question is, have I got any more gold? No, I think that's all I had. So for this one here, so we can do resin canisters now. Could do some medical kits. A couple extra ones is not going to hurt. Got an habitat windows if we want to see outside. Yeah, no new tools. Yeah, I would need gold for the chipset and I would need nickel. So that's our big problem now, is nickel. Don't think there's anything else. User terminals we'll do eventually, but not yet. And decorations we can do later. This isn't going to be the final base. This is just to get us started. So I think I've done as much as I can in here, unless I can do some more battery savers for... which would need more quartz, which I haven't got. So we've got the outpost over there already. I think the next thing I want to do is get all these batteries switched out. So that's got a battery, that's got a battery, that's 100%. Put 100% in there. Okay. We won't take the spare batteries with us on this occasion. If we need to, we'll take it out of a tool we're not using. Let them charge up. Or would it be best to just carry them? No, I want as much space as I can on me. The gold bar can go away for the moment. Again, nice amount of plates there. We could build more wall lockers if we need to. Got 5 med kits, that's fine. Got my oxygen. Bit low on water, so we do need to go after ice. And talking about water, we are fairly low, so I'm just going to use one of the 1 litre ones out of here. Lost a little bit of health. So where do I want to go now? We need nickel. Now, there used to be nickel over the back of where we are. Do really want to explore up here. Oh, actually, we've got more oxygen now, so we might be able to do that. Okay, let's stick local. You can see one in front of us. Unfortunately, our gun doesn't have massive range. And the way you do these ones, you just got to shoot them and then back off. When you shoot, you're supposed to move to the side. So there's a couple of containers up there we could go after as well. You just dropped some copper wire, so that's free resources for us. Just watching my oxygen. We could probably get into these now. And if I remember right, I think there is a gold node in there. Another container here. $67. I'm gonna not gonna risk it. I'm gonna go back to my base. We'll go back to the container and get that done first. There's something down below us as well there. Still another baddie over there, so we have to just be careful. We're not exactly safe here at the moment. Melted, that's fine. Main one we're really looking for is gold. As a single unit, not as a smelted one. That will allow us to get our corridor miner, which means getting bars and stuff is going to become so easy then. Want to get our electronic gun back on. There he is. Let's go and try and take him out. Boost up to him. So you see, I'm just trying to move to the left or to the right. I can't reach him because my gun hasn't got the range. But we managed to get him before he even turned round. And a couple of more coppers. I'm not going to say no. Now, at the moment, these don't stack. But once you get access to the research station, you can get them to stack multiple times. Now, we don't have a lot of ice for water, so I'm just going to take some with me. Could be fairly easy to do. And you haven't got to play this game a million miles an hour. Just take it in your own pace. Let's turn that water into ice. Or that ice into water, shall I say. How are we doing with oxygen? We've got a good stack of 4, so I don't need to do anything with that. The copper for the moment we'll just put away in here. We will be using that to craft. Picked up another donut we can save till later. Okay, we did too much water, so there's one in there for later. But like I said in the last episode, I do like to keep a stack of 5 of all the survival aspects on you, just so you've got enough. So we've got some copper plates, we've got some iron plates, we've got some gold bars, We just need some loose gold now. But I think in this episode, that's where I'm going to have to call it, because it's been a bit of a long one. I had to do more of this stuff than I expected to. I thought I could just run straight and get both those bases done in this one. So we've got a location to go to already. So we've done the old hub station. We need to go over to Theta 9. So in the next episode, we want to go back to old hub. We want to go and get the celestite off the wall. There's 2 pieces. Then that base is finished with. Pods at the top, we can get oxygen, and then we can use that to go over to Theta 9. But I think that's a great place to call it. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.